Welcome in, Leo. Welcome in. Got some eclipse energy rolling through real soon here, the end of the month on the 28th of August. And it's going to be in Pisces. So we've got a little situation. I've gotten into your astrology. We're going to take all of that. We had the same thing happen in the Cancer reading. The eclipse energy is some big energy, just real fast. And that's the way that we normally see our eclipse energy. Now, this one, what's coming is coming, and it's prepared time. The day's there, August 28th. But the changes that it's going to affect are things that have been going on for a very long time. So, partial lunar eclipse, we're going for reflecting on things and not acting too quickly. We're going for deep, profound changes emotionally. This is something to do with reaction time or reaction technique. Some new skills are being learned, and there's a really big opportunity for Leo to open up about some of the things that you've been dealing with in your finances. A lot of money energy for Leo. It's very specific. Now, we've got that high priestess up there in the shadow work, in the idea of the things that we're not paying attention to, the intuition in the situation, and something in here for, who was this for? I think it was Taurus, about burnout, and it could have been Capricorn because that's pretty Capricornian, but haven't gotten there yet. So if you have some kind of Taurus energy, or you're dealing with some kind of Taurus energy, that could be something it's kind of a heavy energy right now. There might be some financial situations that need to be spoken up about. And in your life, there may be something in your career, something with your job, something with your money, and you're trying to lock it down. You're trying to get things together so that you can be successful. You want something that's going to be able to handle a 6-month budget, a year budget, a 5-year budget. You want to be able to figure it out, set it, and forget it. All right? So this idea isn't really about getting the best deal, getting the best bargain. It's about putting yourself in a position to build up an independent income, something that works for you. So up here in the mind, this 10 of Cups, it's that moment that we're talking about where everything that you want comes together, and it's there in abundance. But this isn't for nothing. The 10 of Cups isn't for nothing. It's not just a free gift. You know you've done work to get to where you are. So the Ace of Wands and the Page of Swords, your creation, the things that you are working through, maybe this is even your career, or something to do with your house or your budget, but something in your money, the health of your money, the long-term situation. A little bit of truth is coming in. The Chariot. Now, the truth in your mind is something that you've been dealing with because you're kind, because you're generous, and because you want to look out for other people. So if anything is going on that maybe has, escaped your attention a little bit in the finances, this eclipse energy is the time to really lock that down. Like, do you have subscriptions that you forgot about? Check it out. Lock that stuff down, because every little dollar right now is adding up, and something's coming in really quickly. The 7 of Cups. This really big move in the Chariot, really fast energy with the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. Now, these things can be in a low vibe. If we had this turned around, we could be talking about illusions. You in your head, a little Delulu land, and you've created something in your head that can never be. But see, it didn't come up like that. This came up as your dreams and the things that you've been thinking about and what you've been pouring in. This is time and energy and money. But it's something that you've taken care with and you've put time and effort and energy into. also been on your mind. So it comes up in reality as the manifestation with some of these bigger moves. This eclipse energy has got the Chariot written all over it for Leo. I mean, this is some big stuff. And you've got not one but two Sphinx energies. For a lot of you, this is your guides. This is at least two energies around you at all times, showing you where the guardrails are. And you can go in any direction you choose. You don't have to stay on path, but those guides are there when you step off. And they're there to let you know, to try to guide you back over and say, listen, there's nothing over there for you. You're welcome to explore, but you're not going to find anything for you over there. And so these guides are, sometimes it seems like they're cryptic with you, but symbolism is the language. And these intuitions that come in, these little nudges, they're intuitive hits. You might get thoughts in your mind about something. Maybe you always pay. Maybe everybody goes out to lunch and you always pick up the tab, or you always bring in stuff in the morning for everybody to share. Or if somebody needs a ride, it's always you. Or whenever somebody needs something, they know that you are stable enough that they can call you and ask you for help. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But there seems to be sometimes when those things are happening where you're getting intuitive hits, but you're such a sweetheart. I think what's happening sometimes is you feel selfish, and that's not the case. So some of these thoughts might come in like, it seems like, maybe this is what you're thinking, maybe it seems like I'm always the one doing this for them, but whenever I need them to help me out. But no sooner does that thought come in than it leaves, because, well, A, you've got something to do now. You got to help somebody out, and that's more important right now than feeling salty about needing to help them. And so you bring more. You rise to the occasion. You step up to the plate. You do what needs to be done. And that's pretty, I mean, it's pretty heroic. In a real sense, that's pretty heroic. But you've got this thing going on here with this Ace of Wands. And you've got something coming in really quickly that you've been working on, that you really care about a lot. I mean, a lot. It's been coming up where this is happening like in your sleep, and you may or you may not remember this. But in your dreams, you're sorting some things out, even in there. And it's beautiful, and it's a connective space for you if you can remember those things, ways that you can navigate some of the stuff that's going on for you right now. So we move away from, because this is it. And in any reading, you're getting up here in your mind. This is your moon energy. You can expand on that, opening up a moon sign reading. And you're in here in the middle row here, and this is reality. So we're getting into the rising sign. You can dig into that by getting into that rising sign reading. Get a little more, right? But down here, if this is your sun sign, this is like the meat of the reading, the substance and value that lets you know, like every other reading I've come across so far, maybe so far. Maybe so far. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. So far, every sign has had some kind of a decision to make. And yours is about this page energy, the swords. With the Two of Swords down here, this is discernment in your situations. This is like going in and kind of cleaning up where you might drop a few dollars. I'll tell you, for instance, with me, I used to be really bad about stopping at the gas station and getting gas station drinks, or maybe a little snack or something. And the money, it's like a drop in a bucket. And it doesn't seem like that is a big deal, but it adds up so fast. And the busier you are, the faster it adds up. And so you do get to understanding that time is money. That's a very cute motivational thing you can put on a poster, and it kind of gets you pumped and moving, like my time matters. I need to get it, kind of lights a fire, okay? And your fire energy, you understand how to use that. How to use that fiery energy to move forward quickly. Really light that fire underneath. The Ace of Wands, the Eight of Wands. And then look at this Queen of Swords down here. More swords. This nurturing energy, this tie into the feminine high priestess, and this intuition, kind of same, but you know what happens when you don't trim the fat. You know what happens when you go through your finances and there's some sense of emotional ties that come in, and it leaves you feeling like you can never do enough. There's never enough. You can never have enough. And I think there's this, and it might not be for everybody, but there is a sense for somebody who's in here about going after this like second job or working out like a side hustle, another source of income, and you've been really trying to lock it down, and it seems like you're there and you're ready to make this happen. I don't know what stage you're at. Okay, I don't. I'm looking at this line of potential. These diagonal lines are your lines of potential. And when you come in, this is really fast. It's like you know what it takes. You know what you want. You know what it's going to look like. Like, this is it. No one needs to tell you how to make this happen. And you can do this quickly. This is a serious Leo energy that knows what's going on. Like, intuition, it works. And it's coming in, but sometimes you're ignoring that, and it's sort of the thorn in the side of the situation is where you keep giving too much. And I will say, I say this in my own life, and you know this too, but I have to remind myself of these kinds of things. And even in the good deeds and good works that we do, too much of a good thing is still too much. It's still excessive and out of balance, and you find yourself depleted. You find yourself in the Five of Pentacles. You find yourself with money depletion and looking forward, feeling like you did all that running on a treadmill, chasing a carrot on a stick, and it's mind numbing. It's demotivating. And that's these points where you're less likely to listen to the intuitions when they come in and you don't trust yourself. But the way you got here, the way you got where you are, is with trusting yourself, is with following your internal compass, and that inner strength, that Leo inner strength, that's your mental fortitude, the ability to keep going and stay focused in these situations that they are to everyone else utter chaos. Like, they're indiscernible from reality. Some people feel in certain situations like they're not, it's surreal. They're in a dream, a haze, and they can't focus. They're too busy panicking. But you have these certain abilities, mental abilities in your mind. It's a gift, and the ability to keep going no matter what. And you do have that. It's innate. It's within you. It's who you are. And when you put that to good use in the things that you are supposed to be doing, this Ace of Wands, this creative space that can be anything that you put into it, you can light that fire and make something amazing out of it. And there's this creative energy that you possess, that you've been putting into something yourself, pieces of you that you've been putting into things. You've been the one coming up with the ideas. You've been the one with the solutions. You've been the one to save the day over and over and over again. And doing that for yourself, sealing up those leaks in the boat, tightening up the budget, paying attention to where money's been funneling into and siphoning off, because you've got This period of the eclipse is really important for you to address these kinds of energetic attachments. And it's going to put you in this position of that independent income that you're looking for that doesn't keep getting picked apart. Because it seems like that's the biggest thing with this Five of Pentacles. So the eclipse energy is for you to do that. And there's opportunity moving forward. And I'm going to pull you guys an oracle card because with the High Priestess, ooh, nope, not from here. Not from here. I will be right back. Okay, so let's get... I'm going to tell you one thing. Arthritis is an interesting old people affliction. Okay. But yeah, these cards are it. These are it. Okay. These haven't seen the light of day in a little minute. This is a messenger oracle deck, and so we got this out for you guys. So the eclipse energy and what's coming forward for you in this opportunity. These opportunities are designed. Look, and you can see there's something going on here. There's something strange going on here when it's so clear. And I know you know what I'm talking about if you've walked this earth long enough. When things work out so perfectly, it is strange. And this in your life is going to work out so perfectly. But it's not for nothing. Look, we talked about that with this Ten of Cups. It's not for nothing. You didn't just walk out one day and say, this is everything I want with my life and I already know how to do everything. It took time, blood, sweat, and tears, right? So these opportunities are designed for you, by you, through these choices, right? And this season that we're in, it's cosmic. By nature, lets us know that these opportunities are going to show themselves. They're going to meet you where you are at when you come through that energy, where you decide to be, because it's your choice. You're choosing the meeting place based on where you end up. And so these choices during this time they're important for these bigger moves, because that's what this eclipse energy is. And you, Leo, you guys are the first reading I've done so far for these eclipse readings that the Chariot card emerged. And I've been waiting for it because these are these bigger things, ending long-term relationships that have been draining, making career changes, moving, maybe new house. But these are these moments where you look in the mirror and you realize you're not the same as you used to be. You would never have handled things in the past the way you are now. And it's about looking back on yourself at those moments and spaces in time when you didn't know the things you know now. You hadn't experienced the things that you have, and you would have made different choices. If you didn't have that information, you wouldn't be able to manifest where you're at. And the perspective is the big deal. It's the key during this whole process, is this perspective. Realizing that you were the one that did all this. You made all this happen. Ooh, we are all connected. There's something else at the bottom of the deck here too. And you were born to create. There we go. We are all connected and you were born to create. A really powerful energy for Leo right now, especially next to this Chariot here. These bigger moves, they are going to require you to get into that understanding of the interconnected nature of all, but this has to do with pulling in a community of people to work on what it is that you're working on. There's something in here about an entire team or community. It's more of a community than just like a team. I feel like there's an emotional connection, saying that you were born to create. And there is this dragon here. These energies, both of these cards have dragons on them. It's not it's the messenger oracle is, actually I do have it here, is not all dragons. It does have a lot of There's a lot of dragons on here, but there's a lot of other animals too. But these two dragons showing up, we've got wisdom here, we've got you in this entanglement of doing everything by yourself and feeling like you have to carry all of these burdens by yourself, and the butterfly, this rebirth and emergence into a new understanding. Not just, you're not going to just add habits to make yourself better. You're not a robot. You can't keep upgrading your software to be better and faster and stronger and do more. It's this calling in the tribe and community. And I think that one was in the Cancer reading, was about calling in the community for this eclipse energy. All right, Leo, so this is what I have for you guys. I hope that it was helpful for you. Don't forget to hit that like button. That's how you can energetically give back to the community for free. It helps the algorithm push it around for anybody else who might want to hear this week. That will help them out. And don't forget that subscribe button, bell for notifications. We're going to keep moving. And of course, enjoy your beautiful, wonderful day. I love and appreciate all of you guys. We will talk later.